Hubble spies the culprit behind Betelgeuse stars dimming. And it may be happening again, CNN. Digital data could overtake Earth's actual atoms, physicist says, MENAFN. Chemists create complex, oxygen-containing molecules that are normally made by plants. News-medical.net. Rare. Boomerang, earthquake tracked by scientists in the ocean for the first time. Sci-Tech Daily. Dark matter breakthrough allows probing 3 of the most popular theories, all at the same time. Sci-Tech Daily. Health Canada says several kids hospitalized after eating edible pot products. CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Majority of Atlantic Canadians oppose opening up bubble in next month, survey suggests. CBC.ca. Video. A mesmerizing blue whirl could change the future of fossil fuels. Inverse. Astronomers find Milky Way look-alike baby galaxy 12 billion light-years from Earth. CBS News. CMHC plea over high-risk mortgages angers lenders. The Globe and